Chapter 1: The Root of Scarcity, Where Your Fear of Money Comes From. Introduction. Before we could count, before we understood what a dollar was or how it was earned, we were already receiving messages about money. These messages were woven into the fabric of our family life, whispered in the tone of our culture, and etched into our psyches through early experiences. They were often unspoken, communicated through a parent's worried sigh, a societal narrative, or a comparison with a friend. Yet, these subtle signals formed the very foundation of our financial subconscious, the invisible operating system that runs in the background of our financial lives. This chapter is your guide back to the source of your unique money story. It is a compassionate excavation to help you uncover the roots of scarcity and fear, not to blame the past, but to understand it. For in that understanding, you begin the sacred journey of rewriting your story from a place of conscious choice. 1. When money becomes a shadow of anxiety. Have you ever heard things like these growing up? Money doesn't grow on trees. We're not like those people, we can't afford that. Do you think I'm made of money? It's rude to talk about money. These simple, common phrases did more than convey information, they quietly planted seeds of fear, lack, and anxiety in your subconscious long before you had the cognitive ability to question them. They painted a picture of money as a scarce, difficult, and often morally ambiguous force. As you grew older, this early programming began to manifest in your life. You began to feel a subtle, persistent anxiety around wealth, a confusing inner conflict. You want it, yet a part of you fears wanting it. You work hard to earn it, yet you always feel it's not enough, or that it could vanish at any moment. Money became a shadow, something you both desire and fear, a symbol of both freedom and burden. It walked with you, this shadow, affecting decisions large and small, from career choices to your morning coffee. Case study: Elena's invisible ceiling. Elena, a talented and creative graphic designer, consistently found herself stuck at a certain income level. She was capable of earning significantly more, but every time she neared a financial breakthrough, a big new client, a raise, she would unconsciously sabotage it. She would delay client projects, undercharge for her work, or become overly critical of her own proposals. During a coaching session, as she explored her resistance, she recalled a vivid memory from when she was 7 years old. Her father, after losing his job, sat at the kitchen table, head in his hands, and told her, "People like us don't get to be rich. We just have to work hard and be happy with what we have." That sentence, spoken from a place of his own fear and defeat, became an invisible ceiling in her mind. For decades, it dictated her financial reality. Until she brought it to light, acknowledged its origin, and consciously chose a new belief, it continued to run her life. 2. The archaeology of your money story. Your financial behaviors are merely the surface artifacts. To truly heal, you must become a gentle archaeologist of your own psyche, carefully uncovering the layers of your money story. The surface layer: actions and results. This is what you see: debt, savings, spending habits, your current income. It's the what? The conscious layer: stated beliefs. These are the opinions you readily voice. Money is important. Money corrupts. I should be better with money. The subconscious layer: core beliefs. This is the hidden operating system, formed in childhood and often unconscious. It speaks in I am statements: I am not safe. I am not enough. I do not deserve. The foundational layer: somatic and emotional imprints. Deeper than beliefs are the preverbal, felt experiences, the tension in the house when a bill arrived, the look in a parent's eye when they said we can't afford it, the shame of wearing hand-me-downs. This is where the nervous system learned its primary lesson about the world and safety. Healing practice: the layer excavation. Take your journal. Draw 4 concentric circles, labeling them from the outside in: actions, conscious beliefs, core beliefs, somatic imprints. Start from the outside: what is a current, frustrating financial action or result? Move inward: what conscious belief might be driving this? For example, I have to hold on to every penny. Go deeper: what does that belief imply about your core sense of self or safety? For example, there will never be enough for me. Find the root: what is the earliest memory or felt sense you have that is connected to this feeling? Don't force it, let it arise. Be with the sensation that comes up with compassion. 3. The scarcity belief in your subconscious. In psychology, this is often called a scarcity mindset. It's not a personal failing, It's a deep-seated, often unconscious, belief system. It's the inner voice that whispers, I'm not good enough. I don't have enough. I'm not safe. There will never be enough to go around. When this belief takes root, it creates a profound dissonance. Even as your external income rises, your inner world, your heart, still feels unsafe. You worry incessantly about the future, you fear loss, and you can never truly relax and enjoy what you have. You might achieve financial goals, but the satisfaction is fleeting, quickly replaced by the next worry. In truth, scarcity doesn't primarily come from your bank account, it comes from a lack of inner security. The bank statement is just a reflection of an internal state. 4. Childhood imprints, the blueprint of your money story. Every person's foundational story about money begins at home. It's our first economic model. Your family's relationship with money became your normal, your blueprint. Perhaps you grew up in a frugal family, where your mother always said, turn off the lights, and don't waste food. Your father worked tirelessly, yet there was always an underlying worry about bills. Without anyone saying it directly, you learned, money is hard to get. Life is a struggle. I must work myself to exhaustion to deserve it. Or maybe you grew up in a home with material comfort but emotional emptiness, where expensive gifts replaced presence and conversation. You began to believe, deep down, money is a substitute for love. I am only worthy of attention when I have something to show for it. Alternatively, perhaps money was a source of conflict, with arguments about spending creating a tense atmosphere. The lesson learned: money causes pain and conflict. It's safer to not have too much. These early imprints are powerful. They are not just ideas, they are felt experiences that shaped your nervous system's response to money. They became the subconscious lens through which you view every financial opportunity and challenge. 5. The 4 invisible money contracts. Before you could think critically, you likely signed invisible contracts about how life and money work, based on your family's culture. See if you recognize your primary contract. The contract of struggle. In this family, we work hard for our money. Nothing comes easy. Life is a grind. The underlying virtue, earned worthiness. The contract of deprivation. In this family, we do without. We are not the kind of people who get what they want. Others have more, and that's just the way it is. The underlying virtue, humility, knowing your place. The contract of secrecy. In this family, we do not talk about money. It is private, shameful, or impolite. The underlying virtue, keeping the peace, avoiding conflict. The contract of illusion. In this family, we use money to look good and keep up appearances, even if it means going into debt. The underlying virtue, belonging, being accepted. These contracts were survival strategies for a child in a particular environment. You are not blaming your past, you are bringing these hidden agreements into the light, so you can consciously decide, do I wish to re-sign this contract, or am I ready to nullify it and write a new one? 6. The cycle of scarcity and fear. Scarcity thinking creates a self-perpetuating, vicious cycle. Scarcity, anxiety, control, exhaustion, more scarcity. Let's break it down. Scarcity, the core belief of not enough is activated. Anxiety, this belief triggers fear and stress in the body and mind. Control, in an attempt to manage the anxiety, you grip tighter. You micromanage every penny, obsess over budgets, or become fearful of any risk. Exhaustion, the energy required to maintain this level of control is immense. It leads to mental fatigue, burnout, and decision paralysis. More scarcity, exhaustion clouds your judgment, making it harder to see opportunities or think creatively. Impulse spending for temporary relief or poor long-term decisions can follow, reinforcing the original belief in scarcity. Psychological studies, particularly those on what is termed the scarcity mindset, show that when people feel deprived or under threat of lack, the brain enters a survival-oriented defense mode. This state reduces cognitive bandwidth, impairs problem-solving abilities, and encourages short-term, reactive thinking. That's why the more anxious you feel about money, the harder it often becomes to make wise financial decisions and hold on to it. 7. Money is a mirror of emotion. At its essence, money is not a cold, dead number in an account. It is a flow of energy, a symbol of exchanged value, trust, and human creativity. And like all energy, it responds to your emotional state. When you are anxious, contracted, and fearful, the energy of money tends to drift away, or you push it away unconsciously. When you are open, trusting, and feeling worthy, it flows toward you with greater ease. Awareness pause. Take a quiet breath and ask yourself, how does my body feel when I think about money? Do you feel a tightness in your chest? A knot in your stomach? A sense of dread or confusion? Or perhaps a feeling of calm and possibility? Simply notice the physical sensations without judgment. This somatic awareness is your first, and most powerful, step toward healing. You are learning to listen to the language of your body, which often speaks the truth your mind has been conditioned to ignore. Healing practice. Write a letter to your money past. This is a profoundly healing exercise to release the emotional charge from your past. Find a quiet moment, take out a journal and a pen, and write by hand. Let your feelings flow onto the page without censorship. Begin with these sentences. The first time I felt money wasn't enough was when. At that time, I felt. The message I learned about money from my family was. Since then, I have learned to feel and act around money by. Dear money, I want to tell you. When you write these lines, you are not just recalling memories, you are making peace with your past. You are acknowledging the wounded parts of yourself and giving them a voice. Emotions release. Fear softens. And space is created for a new story to begin. 8. The science of scarcity, when fear hijacks your mind. The scarcity mindset is not a character flaw, it is a measurable cognitive phenomenon. Research in behavioral economics and psychology shows that the feeling of scarcity, whether of time, food, or money, captures the mind. The bandwidth tax, preoccupation with scarcity consumes your mental bandwidth, your cognitive capacity, and executive control. It's like running too many programs on a computer at once, everything slows down and becomes prone to crashing. The tunneling effect, scarcity forces your brain to focus intensely on the immediate, pressing lack, for example, how will I pay this bill? While this can create a short-term burst of problem solving for that specific issue, it creates a massive blind spot. You become unable to see long-term solutions, creative opportunities, or larger patterns. You are simply tunneling through the crisis. This is why financial anxiety can feel so paralyzing. It's not that you are incapable. It's that your brain is, quite literally, overloaded. The practices in this book, especially the somatic and awareness exercises, are designed to calm the nervous system and free up this essential cognitive bandwidth, returning your innate intelligence and creativity to you. 9. Rebuilding your inner security. The first step to healing your financial life is not necessarily earning more money, it is believing, on a cellular level, that you are already enough, and that you are fundamentally safe. Your sense of security must be built on an internal foundation, not an external one that can fluctuate. This is a practice. Each morning when you wake and each night before you sleep, place a hand on your heart and whisper gently to yourself. I am safe. I am supported. I am enough, exactly as I am. I don't need anxiety to feel secure. At first, it may feel like you are lying to yourself. That's okay. Repeat it anyway. You are watering a new seed. When you begin to radiate that energy of inner safety and self-worth, the world, and money, begins to respond to your calmness. You become a magnet for stability and support. Chapter summary: Money is your mirror. Your fear of money is not your fault. It is the understandable result of your upbringing, your culture, and the beliefs you inherited. But starting today, you have a choice. You can choose a new story. You can consciously select thoughts that support your well-being. I am worthy of abundance. I deserve to be financially free. I allow money to flow easily and joyfully into my life. Money is no longer your enemy or a shadow to be feared. It becomes a mirror, reflecting back to you the state of your inner world and your journey of growth. Daily practice: the Abundance Awareness Journal. For the next week, commit to this simple practice. Each day, write down 3 things that made you feel supported, provided for, or rich in a non-monetary way. Examples: the sunlight felt warm and nourishing on my skin today. A friend bought me coffee and we shared a deep, connecting conversation. I had exactly enough money in my account to cover my bills this month. I found a beautiful flower growing through the pavement on my walk. My body is healthy and allowed me to walk and breathe today. This practice is not about denying financial reality. It is about retraining your brain's filter. You will start to realize, with growing certainty, that abundance in its many forms has always been here, supporting you. You are simply learning to see it. Chapter 2: Reprogramming the Mind, Changing the Inner Script About Money. Introduction. Your mind is like a fertile garden. Whatever seeds you plant and consistently nurture, whether thoughts of lack and struggle or thoughts of abundance and flow, will take root, grow, and eventually shape the landscape of your reality. For too long, you may have been an accidental gardener, allowing weeds of limitation to grow unchecked. This chapter is about becoming the conscious, loving gardener of your own mind. You will learn how to identify the deep-rooted weeds of limiting financial beliefs and, with patience and practice, replace them with new, empowering scripts that actively support your financial well-being and peace of mind. 1. Your money script is not your fault. Every person operates from an invisible money script. This is the set of subconscious beliefs, formed primarily in childhood, that tells you how to feel, think, and act around money. It's the automatic pilot steering your financial ship. Some people's inner script says, I must work extremely hard and be stressed to deserve money. Money is the root of all evil. If I have money, people will envy me or want to take it. There's never enough, so I must hold on to every penny. These scripts did not come from your conscious, rational adult mind. They were written by your family's financial behaviors, your cultural environment, and your early interpretations of events. The good news, the liberating news, is this: if a script can be written, it can be rewritten. You are the author of your life, and you can pick up the pen at any time. 2. How limiting beliefs form and fortify. Limiting beliefs about money are rarely born from a single source. They usually arise from a combination of three powerful influences. Family conditioning: this is the most potent source. Statements like "we can't afford that," "rich people are greedy," or "money corrupts" echo deep in a child's psyche, forming unconscious associations of guilt, shame, or fear around money. Children are emotional sponges. They absorb the energy behind the words, not just the words themselves. Cultural narratives: our society is filled with unexamined stories about money. Many cultures glorify struggle and suffering, subtly equating financial hardship with moral virtue. The starving artist or the noble poor are archetypes that can lead to subconscious self-sabotage. Conversely, the narrative that more is always better can create a hollow, relentless pursuit that never satisfies. Personal experience: a single powerful event can cement a belief. Maybe you lost a job, made a bad investment, or were shamed for wanting more. Your brain, designed to keep you safe, learned a simple, powerful lesson: money equals pain. To avoid future pain, it will then unconsciously guide you to recreate patterns, like overspending, undercharging, or rejecting opportunities, that prove this belief correct. Case study: James and the inheritance. James, a kind-hearted teacher, inherited a significant, life-changing sum from his grandfather. Instead of feeling joyful and secure, he was consumed by intense anxiety and a vague sense of guilt. He felt he hadn't earned it. Within 2 years, through a series of uncharacteristically poor decisions and a lack of attention, he had mismanaged and lost most of the inheritance. In therapy, he uncovered a hidden belief buried deep in his subconscious: money that comes easily brings conflict and bad feelings. This belief was formed when he was 10 years old, watching his own father and uncles argue bitterly over their own inheritance from his great-grandmother. Without ever consciously realizing it, James's subconscious mind worked to make the money disappear to avoid the perceived conflict and emotional pain it associated with unearned wealth. 3. The psychology of repetition: carving new pathways. Neuroscience has given us a powerful concept: neuroplasticity. This is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. Your brain learns and solidifies patterns through repetition. Every thought you think and repeat becomes a strengthened neural pathway. It's like a trail through a forest: the more you walk the same path, the more defined and easy to travel it becomes. If your old, well-worn mental trail says, "I never have enough," your brain's reticular activating system, RAS, its filtering mechanism, will automatically seek out and highlight evidence in your environment to confirm that belief. You will notice every bill, every price increase, every financial worry, while overlooking opportunities, support, and evidence of sufficiency. This is also why people who suddenly gain wealth, such as through a lottery or inheritance, often lose it quickly. Their external circumstances have changed, but their inner programming, their subconscious money blueprint still runs on the old code of scarcity. To create lasting change in your outer financial world, you must first rewrite the inner script. 4. Awareness exercise, identifying your money story. You cannot change what you refuse to see. This exercise is designed to bring your subconscious money script into the light of your conscious awareness. Take a pen in your journal. Create a quiet, uninterrupted space for yourself and answer these questions with raw honesty. There are no right or wrong answers. What is the very first lesson you remember learning about money? Who influenced your beliefs about money the most? For example, parents, grandparents, teachers, religious leaders, media. Complete this sentence. In my family, money was seen as. What emotions do you typically feel when you receive money? For example, joy, guilt, anxiety, pride, indifference. What emotions do you feel when you spend money? For example, fear, power, freedom, resentment, excitement. What does having money mean to you? For example, security, freedom, responsibility, corruption, love. Now, synthesize this into one core sentence. Write your current, underlying money script. Money means _ to me. This act of awareness alone is profoundly powerful. You are shining a light on the hidden program. You are no longer a puppet controlled by invisible strings. 5. Rewriting the inner script, the conscious edit. Now that you have identified your old story, it is time to consciously, deliberately rewrite it. This is not about positive thinking alone, it is about accurate thinking. It is about choosing thoughts that are not only more empowering but also more aligned with the universal truth of flow and abundance. Here is a practical 3-step method. Step 1. Replace fear with choice. Instead of saying, I can't afford this, which implies powerlessness, try, I am choosing not to prioritize this right now, or I have other financial goals I am honoring at this moment. This small linguistic shift moves you from a passive victim of circumstances to an active creator of your life. Step 2. Replace scarcity with flow. Instead of thinking, money runs out fast, or I'm bad with money, try, money is a dynamic energy that flows in and out of my life naturally, or I am learning to manage the flow of money with more wisdom and ease. This reframes money from a static, depleting resource to a moving, circulating energy. Step 3. Replace guilt with gratitude. Instead of feeling, I don't deserve this, or I shouldn't have this much, practice saying, I am deeply grateful for this financial support, or I receive this abundance with joy and I am open to sharing it. Gratitude is the antidote to guilt. It opens the heart and expands your capacity to receive. Remember, language is energy. Each word you consciously choose is like taking a new path through the neural forest, carving a new route for your thoughts and your reality to follow. 6. Welcoming the inner protector, working with resistance. When you first affirm, money flows to me easily, a loud, cynical voice may arise. Oh, really? Tell that to my credit card bill. This voice is not your enemy. It is a part of you, an inner protector, that formed long ago to keep you safe from disappointment, shame, or failure. Its harsh tactics are a misguided form of loyalty. Instead of arguing with it or trying to silence it, try this practice of integration. Acknowledge and thank. When the resistant voice speaks, pause. Silently say, thank you for sharing. I hear you. You are trying to protect me. Listen and validate. Ask it, what are you most afraid would happen if I believed this new thought? Let the answer come. It might be, you'll be lazy, or you'll get your hopes up and be crushed. Reframe and reassure, gently tell your protector, I understand your fear. Thank you for working so hard to keep me safe. I invite you to stand down. The adult me is here now, and I can handle both the opportunities and the challenges. We can try this new thought as an experiment, with no permanent commitment. This process disarms the resistance by honoring its intention. You are not killing a part of yourself, you are promoting it from a scared, reactive manager to a wise, consulted advisor. 7. Healing practice, morning money affirmations. Affirmations are not magical incantations. They are tools for focused attention and neural repatterning. The key is to infuse them with genuine feeling. Every morning, stand in front of a mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and speak these statements aloud, slowly and with conviction. Feel the truth of them as you say them. I am open and receptive to receiving money easily and peacefully. My inherent worth is not measured by my bank account. Money flows to me through inspired action and joyful service. I trust that the universe supports my abundance. I am a magnet for prosperity and opportunities. Emotion is the vehicle that carries the affirmation from your conscious mind to your subconscious. If it feels false at first, persist. You are convincing a deeper part of yourself, and that takes consistent, gentle repetition. 8. Embodying the new belief, the somatic anchor. Thoughts live in the mind, but beliefs live in the body. To make a new script feel real, you must embody it. This practice pairs a powerful affirmation with a physical gesture, creating a somatic anchor. Choose your core new money belief. For example, I am a worthy recipient of abundant flow. Design a simple, powerful, and personal physical gesture that represents this belief. Examples. O. Placing a hand over your heart, feeling it open and receptive. O. Gently tapping your sternum with your fingertips. O. Standing tall, opening your chest, and spreading your arms slightly. Now, practice. Stand in front of the mirror. Perform your gesture. As you feel the physical sensation of openness and strength, state your belief aloud, with conviction. Repeat this pairing 3 to 5 times every morning. The neural connection between the physical gesture and the mental/emotional state will strengthen over time. Soon, simply making the gesture, during a stressful moment at work, before a client call, when a bill arrives, will instantly trigger the feeling of the new belief in your body, shifting your state in real time. 9. Emotional release, forgiving the past. To truly and deeply reprogram your money mind, you must release the emotional residue attached to your old story. This means forgiveness. Forgive your parents and caregivers. They were operating from their own conditioning, their own fears, and their own level of financial awareness. They did the best they could with the tools they had. Holding resentment towards them only keeps you tied to their limitations. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for every past financial mistake, every debt incurred, every opportunity missed, every dollar wasted. Every decision was made with the awareness, resources, and emotional state you had at that time. You were learning, not failing. Write this line in your journal and feel it as you write. I forgive the past. I release all blame and shame. I am open to new financial possibilities filled with ease and grace. Each time you genuinely offer forgiveness, you loosen another knot of fear and free up the energy that was trapped in the past. 10. Visualization, the abundance channel. Your subconscious mind responds powerfully to images. This visualization practice helps to create a new, felt sense of connection to abundance. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Imagine a beautiful, warm, golden light above the crown of your head. This light is the energy of infinite abundance, creativity, and support. As you breathe in, visualize this golden light flowing down through the top of your head, filling your entire body. See it cleansing every cell of anxiety, guilt, and shame about money. Feel its warmth and radiance. As you breathe out, imagine releasing any old, limiting beliefs about scarcity and struggle. See them as dark, dusty energy leaving your body and being absorbed and transformed by the earth. Silently whisper to yourself, I am connected to an infinite source of supply. I am safe to receive. I am worthy of this abundant flow. Practice this for just 3 to 5 minutes each day. This visualization actively reprograms your nervous system for calm and receptivity, the very foundation upon which lasting abundance is built. 11. From visualization to action, the bridge of inspired steps. Visualization plants the seed in the subconscious, but action is the water and sunlight that makes it grow. The key is to take actions that feel aligned, not forced. These are inspired actions. After your abundance visualization, pause and ask yourself, from this felt place of abundance, trust, and clarity, what is one small, gentle step I feel inspired to take today regarding my finances or my work? Listen for the answer. It will feel light, clear, and perhaps even exciting. It will not feel heavy, draining, or like a should. Examples of inspired actions. Instead of I must network aggressively, it might be, I feel inspired to send a genuine thank you email to a past client. Instead of I have to stick to a harsh budget, it might be, I feel inspired to review my subscriptions and joyfully cancel one that no longer serves me. Instead of I should work on my side hustle for 3 exhausted hours, it might be, I feel inspired to spend 15 minutes sketching out a creative idea for my project. Inspired action builds momentum without burnout. It teaches your subconscious that moving toward abundance can be a joyful, not a stressful, process. It is the practical bridge between the inner world you are cultivating and the outer world you are creating. 12. Daily practice, the money gratitude list. Gratitude is the fastest way to shift your financial frequency. Each night before you go to bed, take your journal and write down 5 things you are grateful for that are related to money. They can be large or seemingly insignificant. Examples: I am grateful I could pay my electricity bill on time. I received an unexpected $20 refund today. I am grateful for the nourishing food I bought and ate today. I am thankful for the client who paid me promptly. I found a coin on the street and it reminded me that abundance is everywhere. This practice does 2 things. It trains your brain to associate money with positive feelings like joy and appreciation, and it sends a clear signal to your subconscious that you live in a supportive, abundant universe. Chapter Summary: The New Script of Abundance. Old belief: money is hard to get, scarce, and a source of stress. I am not enough to have it. New belief: money is a neutral tool that flows to me easily as I align with my purpose and value. I am inherently worthy of abundance. When you consciously reprogram your thoughts, you don't have to chase abundance frantically. You begin to attract it. You become a vibrational match for it. This is not magic, it is psychology and energy. The brain and the universe follow the energy of your deepest beliefs. Key takeaways: your money story is inherited, but it is not permanent. Neuroplasticity means you can change it. Awareness is the first step, and consistent repetition is the method for creating new neural patterns. Language, emotion, and visualization are your primary tools for subconscious reprogramming. Gratitude and forgiveness are the master keys that unlock the flow of abundance. Journal prompt for integration. For the next 7 days, write this sentence in your journal each morning: Today, I choose to believe that money is a loving, supportive energy that aids my growth and allows me to contribute to the world. Notice, as the days pass, how your body begins to feel lighter, your mind clearer, and your heart more open when you think about money. That feeling is the physical sign of your subconscious mind beginning to heal and align with abundance. Chapter 3: Emotional Healing with Money, When Wealth and Inner Peace Meet. Introduction. Money and emotions are not separate realms, they are deeply intertwined, dancing a constant, intimate tango. Every financial decision you make, from the seemingly insignificant choice of a brand of coffee to the major commitment of a home investment, is first an emotional event, and only secondarily a rational one. Your feelings are the silent partners in every transaction. In this chapter, we dive deep into the emotional landscape of money. We will learn to identify the hidden feelings, the fears, cravings, and wounds that drive your financial behaviors. More importantly, you will learn practical ways to heal these emotional drivers, creating a foundation where external wealth and internal peace are not at odds, but can coexist and nourish each other. 1. Money and emotion are inseparable twins. To think of money as a purely logical, mathematical subject is to misunderstand its fundamental nature. Money is emotional currency. You might believe that financial success is about math, budgeting, or a high income. But beneath every number, every spreadsheet, and every bank statement, lies a swirling ocean of feeling, fear, pride, guilt, joy, shame, love, or a complex mixture of many. When you feel internally safe, supported, and worthy, money tends to flow into your life with greater ease. When you feel fear, shame, or contraction, the flow of money often contracts as well. It's not a punishment, it's a resonance. Money mirrors your emotional vibration. It responds less to how hard you work and more to how much peace you carry while you work. 2. The emotional wounds behind financial patterns. Our financial behaviors are rarely just practical, they are symbolic. They are outward expressions of our inner emotional world. Let's explore some common financial patterns and the emotional wounds they often mask. Overspending and compulsive buying. This often masks a deep craving for love, comfort, or validation. The act of buying provides a temporary hit of dopamine, a fleeting feeling of being filled up. When you buy things, you are often trying to fill an emotional emptiness or soothe an inner ache of loneliness, boredom, or inadequacy. The new item becomes a proxy for the love or recognition you desire. Hoarding or excessive saving. While prudent saving is wise, hoarding is often driven by a deep, primal fear of loss and a belief that the world is fundamentally unsafe. It stems from a scarcity mindset that says, "This is all I will ever have, and I must protect it at all costs." This behavior can create a life that is financially secure but emotionally constricted and joyless. Under-earning and undercharging, this is frequently a symptom of low self-worth. A deep-seated belief of "I am not good enough" or "I don't deserve to be paid well" leads to sabotaging opportunities, charging less than your value, or avoiding asking for a raise. It's a way of ensuring your external reality matches your internal belief. Financial dependency/rescuing, constantly giving money to others or rescuing them from financial trouble can be a way to feel needed and secure love. It often hides a fear of rejection or abandonment. The unspoken contract is, "If I take care of you financially, you will love me and not leave me." In other words, money problems are rarely just about the money itself. They are almost always about unmet emotional needs, unhealed wounds, and mistaken beliefs about your own worth and safety. Case study: Linda's retail therapy. Linda, a dedicated school teacher, found herself repeatedly shopping online late at night, especially after stressful days at work. Her apartment was filled with packages, many unopened. The thrill was in the purchase, not the possession. Through mindful exploration, she realized that spending money gave her a temporary sense of control and comfort, a small island of agency in a sea of classroom chaos and personal loneliness. It was a substitute for the emotional support and authentic connection she lacked in her life. The Add to Cart button was a stand-in for Connect with Heart. Once she started addressing her core loneliness directly, by joining a book club, scheduling regular calls with friends, and practicing self-care rituals, the compulsive urge to spend lost its power, and her financial leaks naturally began to heal. 3. The nervous system and financial stress. It's crucial to understand that financial fear is not just in your head. It is a full-body, biological experience. When you feel financial pressure, an unexpected bill, mounting debt, job uncertainty, your nervous system can react as if you are facing a physical threat, like a predator in the wild. Your body's ancient survival system, the sympathetic nervous system, activates. Your heartbeat accelerates. Your breath becomes shallow and rapid. Your muscles tense, ready for fight or flight. Blood flow is diverted from your brain's prefrontal cortex, the center for rational, long-term planning, to your limbs. This is the fight or flight response. In this state, your brain is focused on immediate survival, not on making wise, strategic financial decisions. This is why financial stress so often leads to impulsive spending, a flight from discomfort, poor investment choices, or complete avoidance and paralysis. It's not a character flaw or a lack of willpower, it's biology. Your body is doing its job, trying to keep you safe. The key to healing is to learn how to calm the nervous system and signal to the body that the threat is not literal, physical danger. 4. The first step: teaching your body to feel safe again. Before you can effectively change your financial situation, you must teach your body that it is safe to relax. You must move from a state of fight or flight to a state of rest and digest, governed by the parasympathetic nervous system. This is a somatic, body-based practice. When you feel financial anxiety rising, stop what you are doing. Find a quiet space if possible. Place one hand on your heart and the other on your belly. Take a slow, deep breath in for a count of 4, feeling your belly expand. Gently exhale for a count of 6, feeling your body soften. As you breathe, say to yourself, softly, "In this moment, I am safe. My needs are met right now." I release the fear of not having enough. You don't need to force a feeling or believe it 100%. Just the act of breathing deeply and speaking calming words begins to retrain your nervous system. Safety is the non-negotiable foundation upon which all sustainable abundance is built. 5. Reconnecting emotionally with money. For many, money has become an object of fear or abstract number on a screen. This exercise helps you rebuild a personal, positive relationship with the energy of money. Take out a single bill of your currency, a $5, £10, or €20 note. Hold it in your hands. Don't just look at it, feel it. Notice its texture. Now, close your eyes and notice what sensations or emotions arise. Do you feel warmth, neutrality, tension, guilt, or resistance? What stories does your mind tell you about this piece of paper? Now, whisper softly, either aloud or in your mind, "Money, thank you for supporting my life. Thank you for the shelter, food, and experiences you provide. I am open to a positive, flowing relationship with you. At first, this might feel silly or strange. But you are not talking to paper, you are communicating with the energy of support and exchange that money represents. You are initiating a reconciliation. When gratitude begins to replace fear in these small moments, the larger flow of your financial life begins to shift. 6. Identifying triggers and building emotional awareness. The next time you feel a strong emotional charge around a financial action, whether it's anxiety before a purchase, guilt after a sale, or fear when checking your account, pause. Create a sacred space between the trigger and your reaction. In that pause, take one deep breath and ask yourself, what emotion am I truly feeling right now? Dig deeper than the surface story. Is it really about this $50 purchase? Or is it about a feeling of being unworthy of treating yourself? Is it about the fear of this investment failing? Or is it a deeper fear of being unsafe in the world if you make a mistake? Is it guilt for receiving money? Or is it a belief that you are selfish for having more than others? Naming the emotion disarms it. When you can identify, this is my fear of unworthiness showing up, or this is my old story about scarcity, you separate from the emotion. You are no longer the emotion itself, you are the aware presence witnessing it. This awareness turns emotional chaos into conscious choice. You can then make a financial decision from a place of clarity, not from a place of panic. 7. The essential act of forgiveness. Emotional healing cannot be completed without the balm of forgiveness. Resentment and shame are toxic to your financial flow. Forgive yourself. For every financial mistake, the debt, the bad investment, the frivolous purchase, you were doing your best with the awareness and emotional state you had at the time. Every experience was a teacher. Write in your journal, I forgive myself for my past financial decisions. I was learning. I release all shame and choose to move forward with wisdom. Forgive others. Forgive your parents for their money fears and limitations. They were passing on what they knew. Forgive anyone you feel has wronged you financially. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick. It only hurts you and contracts your energy. Write this powerful statement, I forgive the past and release the need to carry its fear. I am free to create a new financial future filled with peace and prosperity. Each time you genuinely offer forgiveness, your heart softens, and you free up life force energy that was trapped in the past, energy that can now be used to create abundance. 8. The emotional energy of abundance. Money responds to your emotional energy in much the same way that plants respond to sunlight and water. When you emit feelings of gratitude, trust, and inner peace, you create a fertile emotional ground where money can grow and flourish naturally. You are in a state of allowing and receiving. When you emit feelings of fear, guilt, and the need to control, you create a barren, rocky emotional landscape. Money retracts, not as a punishment, but as a simple law of resonance. You are in a state of pushing away and resisting. The universe does not respond primarily to what you say you want. It responds to the emotional signature of what you feel you truly deserve and what you believe is possible for you. This is why emotional healing is the great missing link in most financial education. No amount of budgeting software, investment strategy, or hustle can compensate for a fundamental inner misalignment. When you heal your emotions, you align your inner world with the outer reality you desire. 9. Healing practice, the Money Heart Meditation. This is a 3-minute daily exercise to harmonize your heart's energy with the energy of abundance. It directly calms the nervous system and rewires the emotional association with money. Sit quietly with your back straight and your shoulders relaxed. Place your right hand over your heart center in the middle of your chest. Feel your heartbeat, steady, present, alive. This is the rhythm of your life. Breathe in slowly through your nose, and as you do, say silently in your mind, I am safe. Breathe out gently through your mouth, and as you do, say, money flows with love. As you continue this breath, imagine a warm, golden, radiant light beginning to glow under your hand, in your heart. With each exhale, feel this golden light expanding outward, filling your chest, your entire body, your home, and ultimately, your whole life with its warm, peaceful, abundant glow. This practice retrains your body and mind to associate money with the feelings of calm, safety, and love that emanate from your own heart. Over time, your financial choices will naturally begin to align with this inner peace rather than with panic. 10. Emotional reprogramming statements. Words charged with emotion are your tools for change. Repeat these affirmations daily, but don't just parrot the words. Feel them. Sense the safety, the worthiness, the peace as you speak. It is safe for me to have and receive money. I can be both financially wealthy and deeply peaceful at the same time. I am inherently worthy of ease, joy, and abundance. Money flows to me through joyful expression, not fearful striving. My heart is open to giving and receiving in perfect balance. Emotion, not intellectual understanding, is the key that changes your vibrational frequency. 11. The transformative energy of gratitude. Gratitude is the most powerful emotional currency there is. It is the direct expression of a heart that feels full. Each time you sincerely say thank you for the money you have, no matter the amount, you send a powerful signal to your subconscious mind: I already live in abundance. I have enough. Make it a ritual each night to write down 5 small, specific things you are grateful for. Don't just focus on the money itself, but on what the energy of money allows. I am grateful for the warm, nourishing soup I bought for lunch. I am thankful for the roof over my head that my rent/mortgage provides. I appreciate the ability to buy a gift for my friend's birthday. I am grateful for the feeling of security when I saw my savings account balance. I give thanks for the reliable car that gets me to work. Gratitude powerfully expands your capacity to receive. You cannot hold new blessings, financial or otherwise, with a heart that is closed and focused on lack. 12. Integrating the healing, a lifelong practice. Emotional healing with money is not a one-time event where you fix yourself and are done. It is a gentle, ongoing, compassionate practice, a new way of being. You will still face moments of doubt, fear, or old triggers. The difference is that you will no longer be at their mercy. Instead of spiraling into anxiety, you will have the tools to 1. Notice the emotion without judgment. 2. Breathe and bring safety to your body. 3. Release the story and choose a new, empowered thought. You will begin to trust life at a deeper level. You will trust that you can make mistakes and still be safe. You will trust that money can flow out and return in new forms. You will trust that life supports you, even when you relax your grip and let go of the need to control every outcome. True wealth, in the end, is not the absence of fear. It is the presence of a calm, unwavering center within you, even amidst external uncertainty. 13. The science of feeling safe, polyvagal theory and money. To deepen your healing, it helps to understand the brilliant design of your nervous system. Dr. Stephen Porges's polyvagal theory explains that we have 3 primary physiological states. 1. Ventral vagal, safe and social, the state of connection, calm, and curiosity. Here, your heart rate is regulated, your breath is full, and your prefrontal cortex is online. This is the optimal state for making wise, creative financial decisions. 2. Sympathetic, fight or flight, the state of mobilization, anxiety, and fear. As we've discussed, this is where financial panic lives. 3. Dorsal vagal, shut down and collapse, a state of immobilization, numbness, and hopelessness. This can feel like financial despair or apathy. I'll never get out of debt, so why even try? The goal is not to live exclusively in the ventral vagal state, but to increase your vagal tone, your ability to return to safety after stress. The breathwork, touch, and affirming words you've learned are direct ways to stimulate your vagus nerve, the superhighway of your parasympathetic calm-down system, pulling you out of survival mode and back into a state where you can think clearly and feel connected to life's abundance. 14. Case study: David and the Body of Scarcity. David, a software engineer, came to me with a paradoxical problem: the more he saved, the more anxious he felt. He thought a 7-figure net worth would bring peace, but it only amplified his fear of loss. In a session, I asked him to imagine his savings account and notice what happened in his body. He reported an immediate tightness in his jaw and a sinking feeling in his gut. He then recalled the memory of his immigrant father counting out meager savings under a lamp, his shoulders hunched with the weight of the world. For David, the physical posture of saving was unconsciously linked to his father's struggle and fear. His body was reenacting scarcity, no matter the actual number in his account. Our work focused on building savings with a new posture. He practiced sitting upright, taking deep breaths, and feeling a sense of pride and expansion while transferring money to his savings. This simple somatic shift began to dissolve the old association, allowing him to finally feel the security his wealth was meant to provide. Chapter summary: The heart of abundance. Money carries emotional energy, and your emotions shape your financial energy. Financial stress is often your body's intelligent, albeit misplaced, way of asking for a feeling of safety. Practices of gratitude and forgiveness are powerful solvents that dissolve the glue of scarcity thinking. Emotional calm is a magnetic force that attracts financial clarity, opportunity, and flow. When you heal your emotions, you don't just change your bank balance, you change your very frequency. You become a living, breathing signal of abundance. And that energy naturally and effortlessly magnetizes everything that is aligned with peace, purpose, and true prosperity. Journal prompts for reflection. What is the primary emotion I associate with money? Where might that come from? What specific memory from my childhood first shaped my financial fears or beliefs? How can I show tangible gratitude toward money and its supporting energy today? If I felt complete emotional peace with money, what would that feel like in my body? Describe the sensations. Write freely. Let your heart speak without censorship. Your honest words will become the bridge that carries you from fear to freedom. Closing words for the chapter. Emotional healing with money is not about slapping a happy face sticker over your fear. It is not about forced positivity. It is about radical honesty, profound gentleness, and loving presence. When you can courageously face your financial fears without judging yourself for having them, you stop being ruled by them. You realize that the fear is just a feeling, a thought, a story, it is not who you are. And when your heart finally feels safe, held, and worthy, money undergoes a magical transformation in your perception. It ceases to be a symbol of survival and struggle. It becomes a willing, creative partner in the beautiful, unique masterpiece that is your life. Chapter 4: The Flow of Abundance, Living in Alignment with Wealth. Introduction. Abundance is not a distant treasure to be hunted, it is a natural state of being to be allowed. It is the default condition of life when you are in alignment with your deepest purpose, your core values, and the universal, rhythmic flow of giving and receiving. Struggle and strain are signs of resistance, not prerequisites for success. This chapter moves from healing the past to actively co-creating your present. It offers practical, profound tools to help you identify and gently release resistance, align your daily actions with your soul's intentions, and settle into the effortless, graceful flow of abundance. Here, you learn to stop pushing the river and instead, to flow with it. 1. Understanding the energetic flow of abundance. Abundance, in its truest sense, is not synonymous with the accumulation of money. It is a state of being that arises when your energy, thoughts, and actions are in harmony with the natural, creative flow of life itself. Imagine a river. When you resist the current, by clinging to the riverbank out of fear, you create immense tension and exhaustion. When you try to force the river to flow in a direction it doesn't naturally go, you meet with struggle. But when you relax into the current, trust its direction, and paddle with intention, you move forward with grace and ease. Money operates in the same way. When you resist, through fear, control, or unworthiness, or force, through frantic, joyless effort, you create energetic blockages. When you align, money flows naturally, like water finding its way to the ocean. Abundance is an inner state of alignment that then manifests in your outer circumstances. 2. Recognizing your unique blocks and resistance. To live in the flow, you must first become a compassionate detective of your own resistance. Blockages are not failures, they are signposts pointing to where healing is needed. Common forms of resistance include fear of success. If I become wealthy, I'll lose my authenticity, be judged, become a target. Fear of failure. If I try and fail, it will prove I'm not good enough. Better to not try at all. Identity loyalty. In my family, we're just not lucky with money. It's who we are. Scarcity mindset. There's a limited pie, and if I get a big slice, someone else goes hungry. Resistance is felt in the body before it is fully understood by the mind. Notice it as a tightening in your chest or stomach when you consider a new opportunity, a mental fog or procrastination when it's time to take action, a critical inner voice that lists all the reasons something won't work. By observing these patterns with curiosity instead of judgment, you create the first, crucial space for change. You are no longer the resistance, you are the awareness witnessing it. Case study: Mark's fear of visibility. Mark was a gifted energy healer whose sessions brought profound relief to his clients. Yet, for years, he struggled to raise his prices beyond a minimal level, despite high demand and transformative results. Through introspection, he uncovered a hidden block, a deep-seated fear of visibility. His inner script whispered, "If I become too successful and visible, I'll be in the spotlight, criticized, and ultimately rejected." This fear, rooted in a childhood experience of being shamed for showing off, kept him playing small and financially limited. His healing began when he started a daily practice of affirming, "It is safe for me to be seen, prosperous, and powerful in my purpose." He visualized himself helping more people from a place of expanded influence and financial comfort. Within months, he not only doubled his rates with confidence but was also invited to speak at a major wellness conference, expanding his practice beyond what he had thought possible. 3. The sacred energy of giving and receiving. Abundance operates on a fundamental cosmic principle, the cycle of energy exchange. Giving and receiving are two halves of a whole, the inhale and exhale of a healthy financial life. When you give with a genuine, open heart, whether it's money, time, praise, or help, you affirm your belief in a universe of plenty. You open a channel through which energy can flow back to you. When you receive with genuine gratitude and grace, whether it's a paycheck, a compliment, or a gift, you complete the circuit. You honor the giver and declare yourself worthy of life's blessings. Fear or guilt interrupts this sacred flow. Hoarding money out of fear contracts your energy, like holding your breath. Giving out of obligation or with strings attached creates energetic debts rather than free-flowing cycles. The goal is balanced, joyful circulation. 4. Practical alignment exercises. A. The flow journaling practice. Each morning, before the day's demands take over, spend 5 minutes with your journal. Write down 1. 3 financial gratitudes. I'm grateful for the client who paid promptly. For the discount I found. For the ability to buy my child a new book. This starts your day from a state of sufficiency. 2. 1 inspired action. Today, I will follow my intuition and reach out to that person. Or I will spend 30 minutes working on my passion project. This aligns your actions with your inner guidance, not just external demands. 3. 1 fear to release. Today, I consciously release the belief that I must struggle to earn money. Naming and releasing a fear disempowers it. This practice sets your mental and energetic GPS for the day, training your brain to spot opportunities and operate from a foundation of gratitude. B. The wealth visualization. Your subconscious mind cannot easily distinguish between a vividly imagined event and a real one. Use this to your advantage. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Imagine yourself in a future moment of ideal abundance. Don't just see it, feel it. Engage all your senses. Visualize money flowing to you from multiple, unexpected sources, effortlessly. See yourself receiving a check, finding a perfect opportunity, or being gifted something you need. Feel the emotions of this reality: peace, joy, excitement, and deep security. Now, feel into the energy that allowed this to happen. Sense your own openness, calm, and trust. Feel yourself aligned with your purpose. This visualization isn't wishful thinking, it's neurological training. It changes your brain's expectations, aligning your subconscious mind with the reality of flow, thus making you more likely to notice and act on opportunities that match this new expectation. 5. Aligning actions with soul-level intentions. Alignment is more than a feeling, it is expressed through action. However, not all actions are created equal. Inspired action feels light, clear, and energizing, even if it's challenging. Forced action feels heavy, draining, and comes from a place of should or fear. Before taking a significant financial or professional step, pause and ask yourself these alignment questions. Does this action honor my core values? Does it feel inspired and soul-directed or forced and ego-driven? Does this choice create more energy and freedom, or does it lead to drain and constriction? Actions aligned with your inner purpose create momentum and often yield results with surprising ease. Forced actions might generate short-term gains but often lead to long-term burnout and a feeling of emptiness. 6. The art of trusting life's timing. One of the greatest causes of financial anxiety is the belief that everything must happen according to our personal timeline. Abundance is often delayed not because it isn't meant for you, but because your emotional and energetic readiness is still being calibrated. Perhaps a financial goal hasn't manifested because you need to learn a crucial lesson first. A better opportunity is still taking form. You need to heal a core wound to be able to hold the abundance without self-sabotage. Trust that life has an intelligence far beyond your linear planning. Patience in this context is not passive waiting, it is an active, mindful state of readiness, preparing the vessel so it can hold the wine when it is poured. 7. Meditation for embodying flow. Try this 5-minute meditation daily to anchor your system in the frequency of flow. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and bring your attention to your breath. Visualize a beautiful, golden, liquid light flowing from the universe above, entering through the crown of your head. Feel this light, warm and radiant, filling your body, cleansing every cell of resistance, fear, and striving. As it fills you, imagine this light radiating outward from your heart, creating a spacious, magnetic field around you, a field that effortlessly attracts opportunities, synchronicities, and wealth. Silently repeat, I am in harmonious alignment with the infinite flow of abundance. Opportunities, wealth, and joy come to me in perfect timing and in perfect ways. This practice directly reprograms your nervous system to be a receiver of abundance, moving you from a state of seeking to a state of allowing. 8. Releasing attachment to specific outcomes. A major block to flow is rigid attachment to how and when your abundance should appear. Attachment generates anxiety and control. Release creates space for miracles. This does not mean abandoning your goals. It means holding them lightly. Focus on being the person who is aligned with abundance, peaceful, trusting, and purposeful. Taking inspired actions that feel good and right. Remaining open to surprise. The universe may fulfill your desire for security through a different path than the one you rigidly envisioned, perhaps through a new partnership, a creative idea, or an unexpected windfall, rather than just a linear raise. Trust that consistent alignment is more powerful and less exhausting than obsessive goal chasing. The universe rewards being, not just striving. 9. Gratitude is an alignment ritual. Gratitude is the most direct way to tune your energy to the frequency of abundance. It is the act of acknowledging the flow that is already present. Each evening, make it a ritual to reflect and journal. What financial support did I receive or notice today? Where did I experience effortless flow or a helpful synchronicity? What forms of abundance were present in my life today that had nothing to do with money? For example, love, health, beauty, friendship? When gratitude becomes your habitual lens, your mind makes a fundamental shift from perceiving lack to perceiving sufficiency. And what you perceive, you perpetuate. 10. The energy audit, identifying your personal flow blockers. Just as a financial audit reveals monetary leaks, an energy audit reveals where you are resisting the natural flow of abundance. Set aside 30 minutes of quiet reflection with your journal. Ask yourself, where in my life do I feel consistently drained, frustrated, or stuck? For example, a specific relationship, a daily task, a recurring worry. What thoughts or beliefs are associated with this feeling? For example, this is a struggle. I have to do everything myself. I'm not good at this. If I released my resistance in this area, what might become possible? For example, if you dread invoicing clients, the underlying belief might be, asking for money is uncomfortable and confrontational. The resistance is the discomfort, not the task itself. Acknowledging this allows you to address the real blocker. 11. Case study, Sarah and the Art of Allowing. Sarah, a life coach, was a master of doing. She worked long hours, marketed aggressively, and constantly strategized. Yet, her business had hit a plateau, and she was exhausted. She was pushing the river. During a retreat, she was challenged to practice allowing. For 1 week, she was forbidden from initiating new outreach or creating new content. Her only tasks were to respond to incoming inquiries and follow intuitive nudges, like reaching out to one person she genuinely missed. It was agonizing at first. But by day 4, a former client, whom she hadn't heard from in years, referred 3 new clients to her. An idea for a program came to her during a walk, fully formed and effortless. She realized that her constant doing had been broadcasting a frequency of lack, while allowing broadcasted trust and fullness. Her business not only stabilized but grew with significantly less effort. 12. Embodying the wealth frequency. Alignment is a felt sense, a frequency you embody. You can consciously cultivate this state through simple, daily frequency shifts. Posture of openness, several times a day, check your body. Are your shoulders hunched? Arms crossed? Jaw clenched? Consciously relax your shoulders, open your palms, and lift your chest. This physical posture signals open to receive to your subconscious mind. Language of flow, replace I hope to get. With I am open to receiving. Replace I'm waiting for. With I am preparing for. This subtle shift moves you from passive hoping to active allowing. Celebrate others' success. When you see someone else thriving, instead of feeling envy, a contraction, practice feeling genuine joy for them, an expansion. Say to yourself, their abundance proves that more is possible for me, too. This trains your mind to see the world as abundant. 13. The alignment check-in ritual. Make this a brief daily practice, perhaps during your morning coffee or evening wind down. Close your eyes, take a breath, and ask. 1. On a scale of 1 to 10, how aligned do I feel today? Don't judge the number, just note it. 2. What one thought, belief, or fear is pulling me out of alignment? 3. What one small, inspired action could I take today to move 1 point closer to 10? This 60-second ritual keeps you conscious of your inner state and empowers you to make daily course corrections toward flow. Chapter Summary: Living in Alignment. Abundance is an energy. Money flows to those who are a vibrational match for it through their inner state. Resistance, rooted in fear, blocks wealth, while gratitude and inspired action open the channels. Emotional alignment, purposeful action, and trust in divine timing are the ingredients for effortless flow. Living in alignment allows you to become a co-creator with life, not a struggler against it. True wealth is then measured not only in dollars but in the profound peace, clear purpose, and joyful presence you experience every day. Journal prompts for Chapter 4. Where in my life do I feel the most resistance to receiving more abundance? What is the underlying fear? What is one small, inspired action I can take today that feels aligned with my purpose and brings me joy? How can I hold my big financial goal with intention but without tight-fisted attachment? List 3 specific gratitudes from today related to financial flow or non-material abundance. Chapter 5: Conscious Spending, Transforming Money into Mindful Energy. Introduction. Money is not merely a tool for transactions, it is a reflection of your inner world. Every financial choice you make, from your morning coffee to your largest investment, reveals your deepest values, your hidden fears, and your fundamental trust in life. Unconscious spending is an energy leak. Conscious spending is a sacred act of creation. This chapter guides you in transforming spending from an automatic, often emotional, reaction into a mindful, intentional practice. You will learn to align the outflow of your money with the truth of your soul, ensuring that every dollar you spend becomes a vote for the world you wish to live in and an affirmation of your own worth. 1. The awakening to conscious flow. Money is a carrier wave for your intention. When spent mindlessly, it leaks through the cracks of unmet emotional needs, attempting to buy comfort, status, or love. When spent with deep awareness, it becomes a powerful, focused current that nourishes your life, supports your values, and uplifts the lives of others. The journey begins with a single, profound decision to wake up. To become present to the energy and choice behind every single dollar that leaves your hands. This is the essence of financial mindfulness. 2. Case study: Sophie and the empty packages. Sophie, a successful marketing manager, watched her considerable salary vanish each month into a vague blur of online purchases and restaurant bills. She felt out of control and confused. She began a practice of money journaling, noting not just what she bought, but what she was feeling before and after each purchase. A painful pattern emerged: her online shopping sprees consistently followed stressful work meetings or lonely evenings. The Add to Cart button offered a fleeting illusion of control and comfort. The packages themselves were often unopened, the desire was for the act of acquiring, not the item. The healing question became, what am I truly needing right now, comfort, connection, or clarity? Instead of clicking buy, she started to address the real voids. She would call a friend, go for a walk, or do a 5-minute meditation. By meeting her emotional needs directly, the compulsive energy behind her spending dissolved, and her financial leaks healed naturally. 3. The energetic exchange in every transaction. It is crucial to reframe the very concept of spending. It is not a loss. It is an energetic exchange. When you pay money for a service or product with genuine gratitude, you are participating in a celebration of mutual support. You are saying, I value what you have created, and I offer my energy in exchange. This creates a positive, expanding energy field. When you spend from a place of fear, I have to have this to fit in, guilt, I'm a bad person for buying this, or obligation, you reinforce a story of scarcity and depletion. The money you spend always returns to you, but it returns magnified by the consciousness with which it was given. Spending with joy and intention generates a circular flow of positive energy. 4. The 3-breath pause practice. This is a simple, transformative tool to insert consciousness between impulse and action. Before any non-essential purchase, pause. Inhale and exhale deeply 3 times. This creates a crucial space. In that space, gently ask yourself, does this expenditure bring me a genuine sense of peace, alignment, and joy? Or does it come from a place of pressure, fear, or emptiness? Is this purchase in alignment with my core values and my larger financial vision? This momentary gap returns your power from the autopilot of conditioning to the wisdom of your present moment awareness. You may still make the purchase, but you will do so as a conscious choice, not a compulsive reaction. 5. Aligning spending with core values. Conscious spending requires clarity on what you truly hold dear. Is it health, family, creativity, freedom, community, or learning? Conduct a values audit of your last month's bank and credit card statements. Use highlighters to color code your expenses based on your core values. How much of your financial energy directly supported what matters most to you? How much was spent on things that don't align, perhaps even draining energy from your true priorities? This audit is not about judgment, it's about awareness. This alignment transforms budgeting from a restrictive, anxiety-inducing chore into a purposeful and empowering energy map for your life. 6. Case study, Ethan and the gift of self-worth. Ethan, a devoted father and husband, could spend generously on his family without a second thought, gifts, vacations, the best schools. However, he felt deep guilt and resistance when it came to spending on his own well-being. A new suit for job interviews felt selfish. Investing in a course to advance his career seemed like an indulgence. In a therapy session, he realized his pattern. He believed his worth was tied solely to his role as a provider. Spending on others was good, spending on himself was selfish. His therapist offered a pivotal reframe: caring for yourself is not selfish, it is essential. By investing in your own growth and well-being, you are strengthening the very foundation upon which your family depends. You cannot pour from an empty cup. This insight was a revelation. Ethan began to consciously invest in himself, buying clothes that made him feel confident, enrolling in the professional course. Paradoxically, this increased his self-worth, which in turn increased his capacity to give. Unexpectedly, the new skills he learned led to a promotion and a significant raise. He learned that honoring your own worth is not just a spiritual principle, it is a powerful financial strategy. 7. The ritual of grateful exchange. Infuse your spending with sacredness. As you hand over money for groceries, a bill, or a gift, practice this simple internal mantra. Thank you for this exchange. I give and receive with joy. May this energy circulate and bless all it touches. This ritual takes seconds but has a profound effect. It reframes the act of spending from one of depletion to one of conscious participation in the world's abundant circulation. You become a node of grateful energy in the global economic network. 8. The weekly money mindfulness review. Set aside 10 minutes each week for a financial review that goes beyond the numbers. With your transaction list in hand, go through the past week's spending. For each significant transaction, note the feeling or need associated with it. Monday coffee, felt connected chatting with a barista. Value, connection. Tuesday online shopping, felt anxious after a tough work call, was seeking comfort. Trigger, stress, Friday donation, felt joyful and purposeful supporting a cause I love. Value, contribution. Note the patterns without judgment. Did stress trigger impulse buys? Did generosity bring you lasting joy? This practice builds profound financial self-awareness, which is the cornerstone of lasting behavioral change. 9. The power of a spending pause, the 24-hour rule. Impulse spending is often the result of an unmet emotional need seeking immediate relief. To break this cycle, implement the 24-hour rule. Before making any non-essential purchase over a certain amount, for example, $50, commit to waiting 24 hours. During this time, do not buy the item. Instead, journal about the desire. What am I truly feeling right now that makes me want this? If I didn't buy this, what emotion would I have to face? Will this purchase genuinely enhance my life in a lasting way, or is it a temporary escape? Often, after 24 hours, the emotional charge dissipates, and you realize you don't truly want or need the item. This practice builds emotional resilience and financial discipline, turning spending from a reaction into a conscious response. 10. Case study: The Liberation of Maria's Enough List. Maria, a project manager, felt constantly behind, both in life and financially. She spent heavily on productivity tools, online courses, and organizational systems, hoping the next purchase would finally bring order to her chaos. During a values audit, she realized her spending was driven by a belief that she was not enough as she was. She created an enough list, a written acknowledgement of all the skills, resources, and support she already had. She posted it on her fridge. I am organized enough to manage my current projects. I am knowledgeable enough to lead my team. I have enough time for what truly matters. Whenever the urge to buy another fix arose, she read her list. The compulsion to spend on self-improvement products faded. She discovered that true productivity arose from self-acceptance, not from another purchase. Her bank account grew, and her peace deepened. 11. The ripple effect of conscious consumption. Every purchase is a vote for the kind of world you want to live in. Conscious spending extends beyond personal benefit to global impact. When you choose to buy from local farmers, you support community resilience. When you invest in ethically made products, you affirm human dignity. When you avoid impulsive, wasteful consumption, you honor the Earth's resources. This is not about perfection, it's about intention. Each mindful choice creates a ripple, aligning your financial energy with a vision of a more compassionate, sustainable world. You become a conscious co-creator, not just a consumer. 12. Healing practice: The Thank You and Release Ritual. For those with clutter from past unconscious spending, this ritual brings closure and clears energetic stagnation. Go through your home and select one item you bought but rarely or never used. Hold it in your hands. Thank it for whatever lesson or momentary joy it brought you. Then, consciously release it, donate it, gift it, or recycle it. As you do, say aloud, I thank you for your service. I release you with love, making space for what truly aligns with my life now. This practice heals guilt and shame around past spending, transforms clutter into clarity, and energetically prepares you to receive what is truly meant for you. 13. The Energy ROI Assessment. Take your conscious spending to the next level with this simple assessment. For any significant potential purchase, score it from 1 to 10 on these 3 scales. Joy and alignment: heart, how much genuine, lasting joy and value will this bring me? Does it feel deeply aligned with who I am? Function and necessity: mind, how necessary is this? Does it solve a real problem or fulfill a practical need? Energetic return: spirit, after the initial thrill, will this purchase energize me or drain me? Will it create more work, worry, or clutter? A high-score purchase is a resounding yes. A low-score purchase is a clear no. Most purchases fall in the middle, and this is where your conscious choice resides. This triage system ensures your money is spent in ways that nourish all parts of your being. 14. Case study: The Enough Wardrobe. Anna felt constant pressure to keep up with fast fashion trends. Her closet was overflowing, yet she felt she had nothing to wear. She was spending money but feeling worse about herself. She embarked on a value-based wardrobe project. She defined her core style values: ease, authenticity, and sustainability. She then committed to only buying items that scored high on all 3. This transformed shopping from a reactive habit into a creative, values-aligned quest. She bought fewer, higher-quality items that she truly loved. The unexpected result? She not only saved money but also felt more confident and authentic every day. Her external presentation finally matched her internal self-image, and her spending became a powerful affirmation of her worth. Chapter summary: Spending is a sacred act. Conscious spending is the practice of directing your financial energy with deliberate intention, making it a powerful creative force. Emotional voids and unmet needs often drive unconscious spending. Bringing mindful awareness to these drives is what heals the financial leak. Practical tools like the 3-breath pause and the grateful exchange ritual rewire your relationship with money from one of fear and scarcity to one of trust and flow. Journal prompt: When I look honestly at my spending over the last month, what story does it tell about what I truly believe I deserve? What one change can I make to better align my spending with the story I want to be living? Introduction. Abundance is not a distant treasure to be hunted, it is a natural state of being to be allowed. It is the default condition of life when you are in alignment with your deepest purpose, your core values, and the universal, rhythmic flow of giving and receiving. Struggle and strain are signs of resistance, not prerequisites for success. This chapter moves from healing the past to actively co-creating your present. It offers practical, profound tools to help you identify and gently release resistance, align your daily actions with your soul's intentions, and settle into the effortless, graceful flow of abundance. Here, you learn to stop pushing the river and instead, to flow with it. 1. Understanding the energetic flow of abundance. Abundance, in its truest sense, is not synonymous with the accumulation of money. It is a state of being that arises when your energy, thoughts, and actions are in harmony with the natural, creative flow of life itself. Imagine a river. When you resist the current, by clinging to the riverbank out of fear, you create immense tension and exhaustion. When you try to force the river to flow in a direction it doesn't naturally go, you meet with struggle. But when you relax into the current, trust its direction, and paddle with intention, you move forward with grace and ease. Money operates in the same way. When you resist, through fear, control, or unworthiness, or force, through frantic, joyless effort, you create energetic blockages. When you align, money flows naturally, like water finding its way to the ocean. Abundance is an inner state of alignment that then manifests in your outer circumstances. 2. Recognizing your unique blocks and resistance. To live in the flow, you must first become a compassionate detective of your own resistance. Blockages are not failures, they are signposts pointing to where healing is needed. Common forms of resistance include fear of success. If I become wealthy, I'll lose my authenticity, be judged, become a target. Fear of failure. If I try and fail, it will prove I'm not good enough. Better to not try at all. Identity loyalty. In my family, we're just not lucky with money. It's who we are. Scarcity mindset. There's a limited pie, and if I get a big slice, someone else goes hungry. Resistance is felt in the body before it is fully understood by the mind. Notice it as a tightening in your chest or stomach when you consider a new opportunity, a mental fog or procrastination when it's time to take action, a critical inner voice that lists all the reasons something won't work. By observing these patterns with curiosity instead of judgment, you create the first, crucial space for change. You are no longer the resistance, you are the awareness witnessing it. Case study: Mark's fear of visibility. Mark was a gifted energy healer whose sessions brought profound relief to his clients. Yet, for years, he struggled to raise his prices beyond a minimal level, despite high demand and transformative results. Through introspection, he uncovered a hidden block, a deep-seated fear of visibility. His inner script whispered, if I become too successful and visible, I'll be in the spotlight, criticized, and ultimately rejected. This fear. Chapter 6, Building Wealth with Purpose, Creating Abundance that Feeds the Soul. Introduction. Wealth, in its truest sense, is not a number in a bank account. It is the quality of freedom you experience, the depth of purpose you feel, and the inner peace that your financial resources support. Accumulation for its own sake is an empty pursuit. Accumulation in service of a meaningful life is a noble art. This chapter moves beyond the mechanics of money to explore the soul of prosperity. It guides you to define and build wealth that resonates with your deepest values, contributes to a life of meaning, and becomes a vehicle for your unique expression in the world. 1. Redefining true wealth. The first step is to courageously challenge the societal narrative that equates wealth with materialism and ostentatious consumption. True wealth is holistic and deeply personal. Ask yourself, what does enough feel like? It feels like security without constriction. It feels like the freedom to spend your time on what matters to you. It feels like the health and vitality to enjoy your days. It feels like the resources to contribute to causes and people you care about. True wealth is the infrastructure for a soul-satisfying life. Define it for yourself, based on your values, not on comparison with anyone else's journey. 2. The peril of misalignment, high income exhaustion. A silent crisis of the modern world is what can be called high income exhaustion, possessing monetary wealth but lacking spiritual, emotional, and temporal richness. This is the state of the successful lawyer who is burned out, the entrepreneur with a seven-figure business who hasn't had a vacation in years, the executive who can buy anything but feels nothing. When your financial pursuits are disconnected from your soul's purpose, you may achieve external success but feel an internal void. Money amplifies your inner state, it cannot replace it. If you are empty inside, more money will only give you a louder echo of that emptiness. 3. Case study: Daniel's hollow success. Daniel was a celebrated tech entrepreneur. He had built a seven-figure business from the ground up. Externally, he had it all: the sleek car, the designer home, the public accolades. Internally, he was burned out, disconnected from his family, and felt a profound sense of meaninglessness. Forced to take a sabbatical due to stress, he had time to reflect. He realized he had been chasing validation and external markers of success, not personal fulfillment. His business, while profitable, was built around projects that didn't ignite his passion. He decided to realign. He pivoted his company's focus to take on clients and projects that solved problems he genuinely cared about, particularly in educational technology. He also instituted a policy of donating a fixed percentage of profits to literacy charities. His revenue stabilized rather than skyrocketed, but his life gained immeasurable meaning. He was now building wealth with a purpose, and every dollar earned represented a step toward a better world. 4. Your purpose as a financial compass. Your life's purpose is the ultimate guiding star for your financial decisions. It answers the why behind the what. It's the difference between I need to make more money and I am building financial resources to support my mission of. When you have clarity on your purpose, every significant financial decision, from a career move to an investment to a major purchase, can be filtered through a single, powerful question. Does this choice move me closer to or further from my true purpose? This question brings instant clarity. A high-paying job that drains your soul is revealed as a costly detour. A smaller investment in your own education or business suddenly seems invaluable. 5. The Why Fund practice. To make purpose tangible, create a why fund. This is a separate bank account or a clearly allocated percentage of your income dedicated solely to actions that express your soul's purpose. This fund is not for bills or daily expenses. It is for taking a course that aligns with your passion, donating to a charity whose mission you support, funding the initial stages of a creative project, taking a purposeful working sabbatical. The Why Fund transforms abstract values into tangible, empowered action. It makes your financial plan a living document of your soul's intentions. 6. Case study: Maya's artistic valuation. Maya was a gifted illustrator with a unique, healing style. Yet, she chronically undercharged for her work, trapped in the belief of the starving artist archetype. She believed that spiritual work and financial prosperity were mutually exclusive. Her breakthrough came when she realized her pricing was a direct reflection of her self-worth. She decided to rewrite her narrative. The new story was, "My art is a sacred exchange of healing energy. It has deep value for those who receive it. I deserve to be abundantly compensated for the light I bring into the world." With this new belief, she doubled her rates, communicating her value with confidence. The result was not a loss of clients, but a shift in the type of clients she attracted, those who respected her work and were willing to pay its true worth. Within a year, her income had tripled. She proved that honoring your spiritual and creative worth is one of the most powerful financial strategies there is. 7. Wealth is a triad of flowing energy. Visualize true wealth not as a stagnant pile, but as a dynamic triangle of flowing energy. The three sides are: 1. Creation, generating value through your work, ideas, and investments. This is the inflow. 2. Circulation, spending and giving money in ways that support your life and the world. This is the outflow. 3. Regeneration, receiving and reinvesting in yourself, your skills, your well-being, and your assets to ensure sustainable flow. This is the renewal. If one side is blocked, the entire structure collapses. Hoarding, blocking circulation, leads to stagnation. Constant spending without creation leads to depletion. Creation without regeneration leads to burnout. Healthy, soul-nourishing wealth requires your active and balanced participation in all three. 8. From accumulation to contribution. Wealth that is hoarded out of fear eventually stagnates, both energetically and often financially. Wealth that is shared, that is put into circulation for a purpose greater than oneself, multiplies in meaning and often, paradoxically, in substance. Contribution is the final stage of building purposeful wealth. Ask yourself, how can my unique gifts, skills, and resources serve something larger than myself? What problem in the world breaks my heart, and how can I be part of the solution? This shift from a mindset of accumulation to one of contribution completes the journey. It transforms you from a consumer of life into a benefactor, and in doing so, unlocks the deepest layers of fulfillment that wealth can offer. 9. The Purpose Pyramid, a framework for soul-aligned wealth. Visualize your purposeful wealth as a pyramid. Foundation, core values, what is non-negotiable? For example, integrity, family, freedom. Middle layer, soul purpose, what is my unique gift to the world? For example, to heal, to teach, to create beauty. Apex, financial expression, how can my financial goals directly support my purpose and values? Most people build from the top down, chasing money and hoping it leads to purpose. The soul-aligned approach is to build from the bottom up. When your financial goals are an expression of your purpose, which is rooted in your values, your wealth becomes unshakable and deeply fulfilling. 10. Case study, From Burnout to Blueprint. Chloe was a highly successful corporate lawyer whose wealth pyramid was upside down. The apex, money and status, was crushing the foundation, health and relationships. After a severe burnout, she used the purpose pyramid to rebuild. Foundation, she identified her core values as health, connection, and justice. Purpose, she realized her soul's purpose was not just to practice law, but to advocate for the vulnerable and create systemic fairness. Financial expression, she left her high-stakes firm and took a pay cut to work for a nonprofit focused on legal reform. She also started a small, purpose-aligned side practice advising social entrepreneurs. While her nominal income decreased, her soul wealth skyrocketed. She had energy for her family, her health recovered, and every dollar she earned felt meaningful. She was finally building wealth with purpose. 11. The Legacy Ledger Exercise. Shift your perspective from what can I accumulate? To what do I wish to leave behind? Open a new journal page titled My Legacy Ledger. On one side, list the material legacy you might leave, money, property, etc. On the other side, list the soul legacy you wish to leave, lessons taught, help given, beauty created, justice served, love shared. Most people find the soul ledger is longer and more inspiring. Now, review your current financial plan. Does it disproportionately serve the material ledger? How can you redirect even a small percentage of your financial energy, through spending, investing, or giving, to actively build your soul legacy now? This makes wealth building a daily act of love. 12. Redefining return on investment, ROI in purposeful wealth. ROI stands for return on impact and return on joy. Before making a significant financial decision, like an investment or a large purchase, evaluate it through this expanded lens. Financial ROI, will this grow my monetary capital? The traditional question. Return on impact, will this create positive change for others or the planet? Return on joy, will this bring me and my loved ones genuine, lasting happiness and peace? A decision that scores high on all three is a resounding yes. One that only scores on the first may be a warning sign that you are drifting out of alignment. This triad ensures your wealth remains multidimensional and soul-nourishing. Chapter Summary: The Architecture of Purposeful Wealth. Purpose transforms money from a demanding master into a willing servant of your soul's journey. The Why Fund is a practical, powerful tool for anchoring your money in your meaning. True wealth is a dynamic, healthy flow of creation, circulation, and regeneration. The ultimate expression of wealth is contribution, which completes the cycle of abundance. Journal prompt: if my financial resources were truly limitless, what problem would I solve or what beauty would I create in the world? Now, bringing it back to reality, what is one small, tangible step I can take this week toward that vision, using the resources I have now? Chapter 7: Healing Financial Fear, Releasing the Scarcity Mindset. Introduction. Financial fear is a ghost in the machine of our lives. For many, it is not the current lack of money, but the terror of its future absence, that dictates our choices, constricts our dreams, and keeps us in a state of low-grade anxiety. This fear is a physiological and psychological trap. This chapter offers a compassionate, somatic roadmap for disarming this deep-seated fear. You will learn to calm your alarmed nervous system, rewire your brain's fear-based pathways, and build an unshakable foundation of inner safety from which true, sustainable abundance can finally grow. 1. The anatomy of scarcity. It is vital to understand that for most people in the modern world, scarcity is not an immediate financial reality but a psychological and emotional state. It is the voice in your head that whispers of impending doom when you check your bank account. It is the knot in your stomach when a bill arrives. It is the core belief that there will never be enough. This feeling of scarcity is often a relic, a phantom pain from a past trauma or conditioning. Recognizing that your fear is a feeling and a thought pattern, not an objective truth about your reality, is the first and most profound step toward disarming it. 2. Case study: Laura's inherited anxiety. Laura had a stable, well-paying job and a solid savings account. Yet, she was plagued by a compulsive, nightly ritual of checking her online bank balance, her heart pounding with anxiety every time. The root was not in her present, but in her past. When she was 8, her parents had unexpectedly lost their home due to a failed business venture. The trauma of that loss, the panic, the uncertainty, the grief, was imprinted on her young nervous system. Her body had learned, financial situations are dangerous and can lead to catastrophe. Her healing began not with a new budget, but with a somatic, body-based practice. Every time the urge to check her account arose from anxiety, she would instead place a hand on her heart, feel her feet firmly on the floor, and take 5 deep breaths, affirming, "In this moment, I am safe. I have everything I need." Slowly, over months, this practice retrained her body's alarm system to differentiate between a past memory and a present reality. 3. The scarcity loop, fear's vicious cycle. Scarcity thinking creates a self-fulfilling prophecy, a closed loop. Scarcity belief anxiety control / impulsivity exhaustion / poor decisions more scarcity evidence. The belief in lack creates intense anxiety. Anxiety clouds judgment, pushing the brain into survival mode, which favors short-term fixes over long-term strategy. This leads to either rigid control, micromanaging, hoarding, or impulsive escapes, retail therapy, reckless decisions. Both control and impulsivity are exhausting and often lead to financial mistakes that seem to prove the original scarcity belief was correct. Breaking this cycle requires an intervention not at the level of the numbers, but at the level of the nervous system and the core belief. 4. The physiology of financial stress. When your brain perceives a financial threat, it triggers the same primal fight or flight response as a physical threat. The amygdala sounds the alarm, flooding your body with cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart rate and blood pressure increase. Your breath becomes shallow. Your muscles tense. Blood flow is directed away from your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for rational planning, impulse control, and creative problem solving. This is why, when you are in a financial panic, it is nearly impossible to think clearly or make wise decisions. Understanding this biological basis is critical. It removes self-blame. You are not weak or bad with money in these moments. You are a human being experiencing a biological survival response. 5. The safety-first somatic practice. This is your first aid kit for financial fear. When you feel that familiar clutch of anxiety in your chest or stomach, stop. 1. Ground, feel your feet flat on the floor. Notice the weight of your body in the chair. Look around and name 5 things you can see. This brings you into the present moment. 2. Soothe, place a hand on your heart or your solar plexus. Feel the warmth of your own touch. 3. Breathe, take 4 deep, slow breaths. Inhale for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 6. The long exhale is key to activating the parasympathetic, rest and digest, nervous system. 4. Affirm, with each exhale, whisper, "I am safe in this moment. My needs are met right now." This practice doesn't make your financial challenges disappear, but it does something more important: it returns you to a state of calm from which you can actually address them effectively. 6. Case study: Ken's control illusion. Ken, a small business owner, believed that constant vigilance and micromanagement of every penny were the keys to his success. He checked his sales numbers multiple times a day, his stomach in knots. His mentor posed a simple question: does this control create profit, or does it drain the creative energy that could generate more profit? Ken saw the truth. His fear was stifling his creativity and burning him out. He instituted a new rule: he would do a 10-minute meditation before he was allowed to open his sales dashboard. This shifted his focus from what can go wrong to what opportunities await. By releasing the illusion of control born from fear, he freed up immense mental energy. Within 6 months, from this more relaxed and creative state, he launched a new service line that grew his business by 40%. 7. Rewriting the inner dialogue of lack. Your internal narrative is a powerful shaper of your reality. The language of scarcity is constricting and absolute. Consciously replace it with the language of trust and flow. Old script: I can't afford that. New script: that is not a priority for my financial energy right now. Or I am choosing to direct my funds elsewhere. Old script: there's never enough. New script: I am learning to manage my flow with more trust. Or I have enough for what I truly need today. Old script: money is so hard to get. New script: I'm open to receiving money with ease and joy. This is not mere positive talk, it is neural rewiring. Each time you choose the new language, you are carving a new, more empowering pathway in your brain. 8. Cultivating an evidence of abundance. Fear has a negative bias, it's designed to scan for danger and lack. Your task is to consciously and deliberately collect evidence of safety and sufficiency. Keep an abundance log next to your bed. Each night, before you sleep, write down 3 things that supported you that day. They do not have to be monetary. The sun was shining and warmed me. I had a nourishing meal. A stranger smiled at me. I received a kind word from a colleague. My car started reliably. This practice is potent. It actively trains your brain's reticular activating system, RAS, to scan for and notice evidence of support, gradually overwriting the old program that only saw evidence of lack. What you look for, you will find. 9. The fear inventory: mapping your financial anxiety. You cannot heal what you haven't named. This exercise helps you map the specific terrain of your financial fear. Draw a simple pie chart and divide it into slices representing different areas of your financial life, for example, retirement, debt, job security, children's education, unexpected emergencies. Shade each slice to represent your current level of fear. 0% equals no fear, 100% equals terrified. Now, for the top 2 to 3 most shaded slices, journal. What is the worst-case scenario my mind is projecting here? What is the actual, realistic probability of that happening? If it did happen, what is one step I could take to cope? This process does 2 things. It contains the fear by making it specific, instead of a vague, free-floating anxiety, and it reactivates your problem-solving prefrontal cortex, moving you from helplessness to agency. 10. Case study: Tom and the Worry Half Hour. Tom, an accountant, found his financial worries infiltrating his entire day, disrupting his sleep and his time with family. His therapist suggested containing the worry with a scheduled worry half hour. He was instructed to set a timer for 30 minutes each afternoon. During this time, his only job was to sit with a notebook and worry intensely about money. He was to write down every catastrophic thought. Outside of this half hour, if a worry arose, he would note it and tell himself, I have a time for that. I'll worry about you at 4 p.m. Initially, he filled pages. But after a week, something shifted. The worries began to feel repetitive and ridiculous when confined to this container. The half hour became shorter, and the power of the worries faded. He had trained his brain that constant vigilance was not required, and in doing so, he broke the scarcity loop's hold on his mental energy. 11. Building your financial safety net. While inner safety is paramount, outer structures support inner calm. A powerful way to heal financial fear is to build a tangible financial safety net. This is not about hoarding, but about creating prudent, planned buffers that signal safety to your nervous system. Step 1. The Peace of Mind Fund. Beyond a standard emergency fund, this is a small cash stash, for example, $200 to $500, kept at home for true, minor emergencies. Knowing it's there can quell immediate what-if anxieties. Step 2. The what-if plan. For your top fear from the fear inventory, create a simple, one-page contingency plan. If your fear is job loss, the plan might list: 1. Update resume. 2. Contact 3 recruiters. 3. Calculate severance timeline. 4. Identify first expense cuts. The plan itself, not the money, is the source of power. It proves to your subconscious that you are competent and resilient. 12. The anxiety to action reframe. When financial fear arises, hear it not as a prophecy of doom, but as a misguided signal asking for a plan. Use this simple reframe. My anxiety is a signal that I care about my financial well-being. Thank you, anxiety, for the alert. Now, what is one small, constructive action I can take right now to address your concern? Anxiety, you'll never afford retirement. Action, thank you. I will spend 15 minutes researching retirement calculator tools online. Anxiety, that bill is too high. Action, thank you. I will call the company to ask about payment plans or discounts. 13. Neuroception, your brain's unconscious threat detector. Neuroception is the term for your nervous system's innate, subconscious ability to scan for safety and danger. When it comes to money, your neuroception is often calibrated by past trauma, sending false danger signals in objectively safe financial situations. The practices in this chapter are essentially recalibrating your neuroception. When you ground your feet, breathe deeply, and affirm I am safe, you are not lying to yourself. You are actively feeding new, safe data into your system, convincing your ancient brainstem that a bank statement is not a saber-toothed tiger. Over time, this recalibrates your entire system's response to money. 14. Creating a safety anchor. A safety anchor is a physical object or gesture that you consciously pair with feelings of calm and safety, which you can then use in moments of financial stress. Find a small, smooth stone, a piece of jewelry, or even a specific touch, like placing your hand on your own shoulder. In a calm, safe moment, hold the object or make the gesture. Breathe deeply and fully embody the feeling of being safe and supported. Repeat this pairing daily for a few minutes. After a week or two, the object or gesture becomes neurologically wired to the feeling of safety. Then, when financial anxiety strikes, you can reach for your anchor. Holding the stone or making the gesture will trigger a physiological shift toward calm, giving you instant access to your prefrontal cortex to handle the situation wisely. Chapter Summary: From Constriction to Expansion. Financial fear is a physiological state rooted in the nervous system's survival response. Somatic practices, like the safety first breath, are direct ways to calm the body's alarm signals and regain access to your prefrontal cortex. Replacing the constricting language of lack with the expansive language of trust actively rewires the brain for abundance. Consciously collecting evidence of sufficiency retrains your brain's filter to see the support that is already present. Journal prompt. Where in my body do I most strongly feel the sensation of financial fear? For example, chest, stomach, throat. If I could breathe a sense of calm, safety, and warmth directly into that area, what would that feel like? Describe the sensation of relief. Chapter 8: The Flow of Giving and Receiving, Opening the Heart to Circulation and Prosperity. Introduction. Money is a current in the great river of life. For the river to be healthy, vibrant, and life-giving, it must both give to the land and receive from the rain. To block either side of this exchange is to invite stagnation. Prosperity is not a static resource to be owned, but a dynamic relationship based on a sacred, symbiotic dance. This chapter explores the profound rhythm of giving and receiving, the fundamental pulse that sustains all true and lasting abundance. You will learn to open your hands and your heart to the beautiful, balanced circulation that allows prosperity to flourish. 1. The principle of energetic circulation. The core law of abundance is circulation. Prosperity is a flowing river, not a stagnant pond. Just as holding your breath leads to suffocation, hoarding money out of fear leads to energetic stagnation and spiritual impoverishment. Giving initiates the flow. It is an act of faith that declares, I trust in the abundance of the universe. There is enough for me and for others. Receiving completes the cycle. It is an act of humility and grace that allows the energy to return, making space for more to enter. When this cycle is open and balanced, life force, including financial energy, moves freely. Fear, guilt, or pride can interrupt this flow, creating blockages that eventually manifest as financial struggle. 2. Case study: Rachel's Flow Fund. Rachel lived with a constant, low hum of financial anxiety. She budgeted rigidly and rarely spent on anything frivolous, yet she never felt secure. On a friend's suggestion, she decided to challenge her fear directly by creating a flow fund. This was a small, separate jar of cash dedicated solely to spontaneous, joyful giving. It was not for planned charity, but for moments of inspiration, buying a coffee for the person behind her in line, giving a few dollars to a street musician she enjoyed, slipping a little extra to a grateful server. At first, it felt terrifying. But as she gave more freely from this fund, something shifted. Her anxiety began to lessen. She felt lighter, more connected to the flow of life. And then, unexpected opportunities began to appear: a freelance project from a new contact, a refund she'd forgotten about, a raise at work. She discovered, experientially, that money, like love, expands when it is circulated with an open heart. 3. The quiet obstacle, the fear of receiving. Many spiritually oriented people find it far easier to give than to receive. We are taught that giving is virtuous, but receiving can be associated with selfishness, weakness, or becoming indebted. This creates a critical blockage in the circuit of abundance. A heart that only knows how to give but not receive is like a cup with a hole in the bottom, it can never fill up. To receive graciously is to honor the giver and complete the sacred circuit of exchange. A closed hand can neither give nor receive effectively. 4. Case study: Daniel's lesson in graceful reception. Daniel was a beloved meditation teacher who offered his classes on a donation basis. He was passionate about making his teachings accessible. However, he consistently refused larger gifts from grateful students, often saying, "Oh, that's too much, just the standard amount is fine." A wise mentor observed this and reframed it for him: "Daniel, by not receiving their generous gifts, you are denying your students the profound joy and blessing of giving. You are interrupting their opportunity to express their gratitude fully. Receiving is an act of love." This was a revelation for Daniel. He had seen his refusal as humility, but it was actually a form of pride and a hidden fear of being seen as greedy. He learned to look a student in the eye, accept their generous payment, and say with full sincerity, "Thank you. I receive this with deep gratitude." As he did, not only did his own sense of worth flourish, but his community felt more invested and connected, and his work expanded in new ways. 5. Giving from overflow, not depletion. There is a world of difference between sacrificial giving and generous giving. Sacrificial giving comes from a sense of obligation, a need for approval, or a hidden contract that says, "I give to you so that you will like me / not leave me / think I'm good." This type of giving leads to resentment, exhaustion, and energetic depletion. It is a withdrawal from your own sense of lack. Generous giving comes from a sense of inner fullness and overflow. It is an authentic expression of joy, love, and support. It feels light and expansive. This type of giving is a celebration of abundance. Before you give, check in with yourself: is this gift an expression of my abundance, or a withdrawal from my sense of lack? Wait until you can give from the overflow. 6. The Circle of Grace Meditation. This meditation is designed to embody the balanced flow of giving and receiving. Sit quietly and close your eyes. Visualize a circle of beautiful, golden light flowing around you. See this light as the energy of life itself. From the universe above, see this golden energy flowing down into the crown of your head. This is receiving. Feel yourself open to receive it fully: support, love, opportunities, money. Now, from your heart, see the same golden energy flowing outward from you, radiating to your loved ones, your community, and the world. This is giving. Feel the joy of sharing your unique gifts. See this circle as infinite and unbroken. The energy flows in, through, and out of you seamlessly. Hold this vision for 5 minutes, breathing gently. Silently affirm, "I am an open and clear channel for the infinite flow of life. I give and receive with equal grace." 7. The energetic law of return. This is not a transactional give-to-get mentality, which is rooted in scarcity and control. The true law of return is a law of resonance. When you give freely, joyfully, and without attachment to the outcome, you broadcast a powerful frequency of trust, abundance, and open-heartedness. The universe, in its own wisdom and perfect timing, responds to that frequency. It may not return in the exact same form or from the same person, but it will return, often in unexpected and miraculous ways that exceed your imagination. 8. Practical rituals for balanced flow. Incorporate these small, powerful rituals into your daily life. Bless your bills. As you pay a bill, pause for a second. Instead of resentment, feel gratitude for the service it represents, the electricity that lights your home, the water that quenches your thirst. Say, I bless this money and give thanks for the service it provided. Receive with ceremony. When money comes to you, a paycheck, a gift, a found coin, pause. Don't just numbly transfer it. Hold it, look at it, and say aloud, I receive this with joy and gratitude. Thank you. Give anonymously, experience the pure joy of giving without any expectation of acknowledgement, thanks, or return. This severs the ego's attachment and allows you to feel the pure energy of circulation. 9. The deeper meaning of tithing, giving as an act of trust. Tithing, the ancient practice of giving a portion of your income, traditionally 10%, is not a religious obligation but a powerful psychological and energetic tool. It is a tangible declaration, I trust that there is always enough. I am a conduit, not a container. Modernize this practice. Your tithe can go to a charity that moves you, a friend in need, an artist whose work inspires you, a community project. The amount matters less than the consistency and consciousness. Tithing regularly trains your brain to see yourself as a source of abundance, not just a recipient. It reinforces your identity as someone who has plenty to share. 10. Case study, Alicia's reverse budget. Alicia, a freelance writer, always saved and spent based on what was left after bills. She decided to flip the script. She created a reverse budget. At the start of each month, before paying any bills or allocating savings, she would first give away a predetermined, joyful percentage of her income. She called it her First Fruits Fund. This act, though initially scary, fundamentally shifted her identity from someone who struggles to someone who contributes. She found that by putting giving first, she managed the rest of her money with more clarity and confidence. Her income began to increase in sync with her expanding identity, and she never felt the lack she once feared. 11. The art of receiving compliments and gifts. Financial flow is not just about money. The same energy of receptivity applies to compliments, help, and gifts. If you cannot receive a simple compliment graciously, you likely have a block to receiving financial abundance. Practice this. The next time someone compliments you or offers help, instead of deflecting, oh, it was nothing, or minimizing, simply look them in the eye, smile, and say, thank you. That means a lot to me. I received that. Feel the words. Let them land in your body. This micro practice builds the neural and emotional muscles for receiving on a larger scale. 12. The Giving and Receiving Journal. To bring deep awareness to this cycle, keep a dedicated journal for 1 month. Each day, write down one act of giving you performed, money, time, attention, kindness. One act of receiving you allowed, a payment, a kind word, a door held open. The emotion you felt in each. Over time, you will see patterns. Do you give more than you receive? Do you feel discomfort when receiving? This journal becomes a mirror, revealing where your heart is open and where it is still guarded. 13. Healing the martyr archetype. Many people, especially caregivers, operate from a martyr archetype. They give endlessly but feel resentful, unseen, and financially depleted. This is a sign of an unbalanced flow. If this resonates, write a letter of release to the martyr in your journal. Dear martyr part of me, I see you. I see how hard you have worked to earn love through giving. Thank you for trying to protect me. But now, I release you from this duty. I'm learning that love is not something to be earned. It is my birthright. I choose to give from overflow and receive with grace. Burn or bury the letter as a symbolic release. This powerful inner ritual can dissolve decades of energetic blockage. 14. Sustaining the flow, a lifelong practice of generosity and reception. Abundance is not a one-time achievement but a practice, like tending a garden. The flow of giving and receiving requires ongoing attention and gentle care. Monthly flow review. At the end of each month, reflect in your journal. Oh, how did I give joyfully this month? Oh, how did I practice receiving with grace? Oh, where did I feel contraction or resistance in the flow? Seasonal financial declutter. Just as you release physical clutter, periodically release financial clutter, old accounts, unused subscriptions, or investments that no longer align with your values. This creates space for new, higher vibrational energy to enter. The ripple of anonymous giving. Once a quarter, make a small, anonymous donation or gift. This practice severs the ego's connection to the outcome and allows you to experience the pure, unconditional joy of circulation. Chapter Summary: The Dance of Divine Exchange. Lasting prosperity requires the balanced, sacred rhythm of giving and receiving. They are two sides of the same coin. Giving from a place of inner overflow amplifies energy and joy. Giving from a sense of depletion or obligation drains it. Receiving with genuine gratitude is not selfish, it is a sacred act that completes the circle, honors the giver, and keeps the river of abundance flowing. Journal prompt. Recall a recent time when I felt uncomfortable receiving a gift, a compliment, or help. What was the underlying belief or fear? Now, reimagine that scene. What would it have felt like to fully, graciously accept it, allowing that kindness to nourish me and complete the circle of exchange? Chapter 9: Living in the Flow of Abundance. Introduction. The journey of financial healing does not end with a balanced budget or a paid-off debt. It culminates in a new way of being in the world, a moment-to-moment practice of living in conscious, grateful partnership with the energy of abundance. This chapter is your guide to weaving all you have learned into the tapestry of your daily life, making peace with the eternal dance of expansion and contraction, and becoming a stable, radiant center in the ever-flowing river of prosperity. 1. The Spiral of Mastery: Deepening Your Practice. True mastery in any domain, including your relationship with money, does not follow a straight line. It follows an upward spiral of integration. You will find yourself revisiting old themes, a moment of scarcity fear, a trigger of unworthiness. But each time you return, you do so with new resources. The trigger that once caused a week of anxiety may now only cause a momentary pause, which you meet with a conscious breath and a gentle affirmation. This is not failure, this is the very process of healing. Each revolution of the spiral strengthens your neural pathways, deepens your emotional resilience, and embeds the truth of your worth and safety more deeply into your cellular memory. Honor the spiral. Your growth is cumulative, even when it feels cyclical. 2. The Wealth Soul's Daily Rhythm: A Sustainable Practice. Abundance is maintained not through rigid discipline, but through a gentle, life-giving rhythm. Create a simple, sustainable daily practice that weaves together the threads of this book. This need not take more than 10 to 15 minutes total. Morning: Setting your compass. 1 minute, heart-centered breath. Upon waking, place a hand on your heart. Take 3 deep breaths, inhaling I am safe and exhaling I am abundant. 2 minutes, affirmation and intention. Speak one money affirmation aloud with conviction, for example, today, money flows to me with ease and purpose. Then, set one small, inspired action you will take, something that feels light and aligned, not heavy and forced. Throughout the day, mindful engagement. The micro pause: before any financial transaction, even a small one, take one conscious breath. This instantly brings you out of autopilot and into choice. Whispered gratitude: as you pay for something, internally whisper, "Thank you for this exchange." Evening: integration and receiving. 5 minutes, the Gratitude and Release Journal. Write down one financial gratitude and one non-financial gratitude. Then, write down one fear or old story you consciously release to the universe before you sleep. This rhythm is your tuning fork, calibrating your system to abundance regardless of external circumstances. 3. The Abundance Dashboard: Your Personal Energy Monitor. Just as a car has a dashboard to show fuel levels and engine status, you can create an internal abundance dashboard. Check in with yourself weekly by asking these questions, rating each from 1 to 10. Inner security: how deeply do I feel a sense of inner safety and trust this week? Financial clarity: how clear and peaceful do I feel about my financial decisions and direction? Joyful circulation: how balanced and joyful does the flow of giving and receiving feel? Purposeful alignment: how connected do my financial activities feel to my soul's purpose? There are no bad scores. The dashboard is not for judgment, but for awareness. A low score in joyful circulation is simply data, telling you, this area needs a little more loving attention this week. It guides you to where to focus your healing practices. Case study: Lena and the seasons of her business. Lena was a holistic nutritionist whose business had strong seasonal swings. For years, she lived in terror of the slow seasons, interpreting them as personal failure and impending financial doom. Her anxiety would cause her to make desperate, costly marketing decisions. When she learned to reframe her business through the lens of natural seasons, everything changed. She began to see the slow seasons as her financial winter, a time for rest, planning, deep learning, and creating new programs, root growth. She used this time to write, connect with colleagues, and refine her offerings. When the financial spring and summer, her busy seasons, arrived, she was rested, prepared, and could meet the influx of clients with joy and energy, rather than burned out desperation. By embracing the natural cycle, she not only reduced her anxiety but also increased her annual income because her winter planning made her summer offerings far more potent and aligned. 4. Navigating financial storms, the Anchor Protocol. Even with the best practices, life will bring unexpected financial challenges, a market downturn, a major repair, a job loss. This is not a sign that your healing has failed, it is the ultimate test of its depth. In these moments, activate your Anchor Protocol. Somatic First Aid, 1 to 5 minutes, stop. Employ the Safety First somatic practice from Chapter 7. Ground. Soothe. Breathe. Affirm. Your first job is to regulate your nervous system. Do not make decisions from a state of panic. Perspective shift, 2 minutes. Ask yourself, in the grand tapestry of my life, will this event be a footnote or a chapter? What is the lesson or opportunity hidden here? This widens your lens beyond the immediate crisis. Inspired action. Once calm, from your calm center, ask, what is one small, clear, constructive step I can take right now? Not 10 steps. 1. This might be making a phone call, reviewing your safety net, or simply making a list. Action from calm creates momentum, action from panic creates chaos. 5. The ripple effect, embodying a new financial consciousness. Your healing is a sacred contribution to the world. As you become more peaceful, trusting, and generous with money, you emit a new frequency. You become a silent permission slip for others. Your calm in the face of a financial scare can calm a room. Your generous spirit can inspire a circle of friends. Your refusal to engage in scarcity gossip can shift a family conversation. You are not just healing your own finances, you are actively participating in the healing of our collective relationship with money. You are proving that it is possible to live in a world where money is not a source of separation, fear, and competition, but a currency of love, creativity, and mutual support. This is your legacy. A final meditation, the endless river. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Bring your attention to your breath. Imagine yourself sitting on the bank of a wide, gentle, powerful river. This is the river of life, carrying within it all the energy, ideas, opportunities, and resources you could ever need. Now, feel yourself gently merging with the river. You are not on the bank, you are the river. Feel your own energy flowing effortlessly, moving around obstacles, nourishing everything you touch. You are not striving, you are simply being what you are, a vital, flowing force. As the river, you understand that you are always enough, because you are always flowing. You are never stagnant. You give freely to the land, and you receive freely from the rain and the countless tributaries that feed you. The concept of lack is foreign to your nature. You are the flow. You are the abundance. You are the peace. Rest in this knowing for as long as you wish. And when you are ready, gently bring your awareness back to the room, carrying this felt sense of being the endless, abundant river with you into your life. Chapter Summary: The Art of Flowful Living. Mastery is an upward spiral, not a linear path. Each revisit to old patterns is an opportunity for deeper integration. A simple, consistent daily rhythm is the key to maintaining your alignment with abundance. Using tools like the Abundance Dashboard and Anchor Protocol allows you to navigate life's natural cycles and storms with grace and resilience. Your personal healing creates a ripple effect, contributing to a new, more conscious financial paradigm for all. Journal prompts for Chapter 9. Where am I currently on my upward spiral? What old pattern have I recently faced with greater resilience than before? Design my ideal daily rhythm for a wealthy soul. What one part of this rhythm can I commit to starting tomorrow? Recall a past financial storm. How would applying the Anchor Protocol have changed my experience and decisions? How can I be a beacon of abundance in my own community this week, through my energy, my words, or my actions? Epilogue: Becoming Abundance Itself. As we turn the final page of this book, our true journey with money is only just beginning. This has not been a journey about how to earn more money, countless books have already been written on that. This has been a pilgrimage inward, a return to the heart to examine the invisible, energetic thread that connects us to the concept and currency of money. We have traced the roots of fear, soothed emotional wounds, and rewritten mental scripts. Ultimately, we have learned to coexist gently with money, that beautiful butterfly, rather than chasing it frantically, clutching at it, only to snuff out its life in our clenched, anxious fists. Looking back on the path we have walked together, we first confronted the root of scarcity. We saw that the voice whispering "you are not enough, you are not worthy," was not an innate truth. It stemmed from careless childhood words, from the silent anxieties of our families, from deeply ingrained cultural narratives. Recognizing this is a profound liberation. Your fear is not your fault. You simply inherited an outdated map, and now, you hold the pen to draw a new one. Next, we began the reprogramming of the mind. We became patient gardeners in the courtyard of our own psyche, identifying the weeds of struggle, doubt, and guilt, and planting new seeds of flow, trust, and gratitude. Through language, visualization, and embodied emotion, we watered these seeds until new neural pathways became broad and smooth, allowing the energy of abundance to flow freely. Then, we entered the most crucial realm, emotional healing. We came to understand that money problems are often clever disguises for emotional wounds. A maxed-out credit card might be crying out for a need to feel loved, a padlocked savings account might be whispering a deep-seated mistrust of the world. We learned to stop battling the surface-level numbers and instead listen to the emotional currents beneath, to use the anchor of our breath and a sense of safety to comfort the frightened inner child and say, "I am here. You are safe." Upon this healed foundation, we practiced conscious spending, allowing every outflow of money to become a declaration of our values. We defined wealth with purpose, making money a tool to serve the soul and express life, not an empty numerical accumulation. We finally faced the specter of financial fear, learning to use breath and presence to transform constricting energy into open trust. Finally, we grasped the sacred rhythm of giving and receiving. We realized that a tightly clenched fist cannot receive new gifts, and a heart that only knows how to give but not receive will eventually run dry. True abundance exists in this natural, balanced cycle, much like the breath itself, a constant, life-sustaining exchange with the world. Now, you hold the key. But this key does not open a vault filled with gold coins. It unlocks a garden within your own heart. From now on, when you see a bill, you can choose not to panic, but to see it as a token of gratitude for an energy exchange. When you receive income, you can choose not to be numb, but to feel the trust, value, and joyful flow it represents. When making a financial decision, you can pause and ask your heart, does this choice come from love, or from fear? This does not mean your financial challenges will vanish overnight. You will still encounter fluctuations, make mistakes, and face uncertainties. But the difference is fundamental. You will no longer be a victim of the storm, tossed by its waves. You will have become the anchor, steadfast amidst the changing tides. Money will cease to be the scorekeeper of your life's game and instead become a willing partner in your dance. So, as you close this book, do not merely put it aside. Carry its essence with you. Let it be a gentle compass for your daily life. When fear arises, breathe into it. When scarcity whispers, thank it for its concern, then choose a new thought. When you spend, do so with presence. When you receive, do so with grace. Remember, abundance is not a distant destination to be reached. It is the quality of your presence in this very moment. It is the trust in your heart, the openness in your hands, and the love that guides your choices. You are not just seeking abundance. You are learning to become it. And in that becoming, you will find that everything you ever sought, security, freedom, peace, purpose, was never in the money itself. It was always within you, waiting to be recognized, embraced, and expressed. The journey continues. Walk gently. Trust deeply. And may your life, in all its facets, become a radiant reflection of the abundance you already are. About the author. Grace Willow is a financial wellness coach, somatic therapist, and writer who bridges the worlds of personal finance, psychology, and spirituality. With a background in behavioral economics, psychology, etc., she has spent over 15 years guiding individuals to heal their relationship with money and embody true abundance.